Hello students, this video lecture is on the subject Information Theory and Coding, and in this class we are going to study the average information content of symbols in long dependent sequence, and we are going to study a model designed for this dependent sequence. Average information content or entropy of the symbols in long dependent sequence. The source is said to be memoryless, where the symbols emitted from the source is independent of the previous emission. Most of the real-time sources do have memory. That is, the source is memory will depend on the symbols emitted from the previous time interval. For example, if we take English letter Q, the next letter, succeeding letter will be always U. That is, both the symbols Q and U are dependent on each other. Thus, in real time, most of the sources are dependent. Thus, we need to design a model for this dependent source, and we are going to study a model called as Markov's model. In general, the nth order Markov source, the emission of S symbols depend on the previous n symbols. This is true for the real-time applications because most of the time the symbols emitted earlier will be depending on the previous emission of the symbol. So we are going to study a model called as Markov's model. A representation of a discrete stationary Markov source. So it's basically a graph with nodes in a graph which is going to represent the state. So here we are going to have something called as states. So for example, here in this particular state diagram, we are going to have the states as state 1. These are the states, state 1, state 2 and state 3. So these nodes represent the state. Next, we have something called as transition between the states directed by the line, which is initial state and final state. So we can tell that state 1 to state 2 is this particular transitional graph here. Similarly, from state 2 to state 1, this is the transitional graph here. And from state 1 to 1 itself, that is this particular state transition here. So initial state and final state we are going to derive with respect to this directed line. Next we have something called as transition probability. Now what is this transition probability means? Transition probabilities are nothing but the probabilities which is written along the graph. So here we have this 1 by 4 which is the transition probability from state 1 to state 2. Similarly, we have from state 2 to state 1 with transitional probability as 1 by 4. Then from state 1 to 1 we have the transition probability as 1 by 2. So these are the transitional probabilities. Next we have something called as symbols emitted. So symbols emitted is, so when we are going from state 1 to 2, we are going to have the symbol C generated. Similarly, when we are going from state 2 to 2, we are going to have the symbol as C. Similarly, if we see this graph from state 2 to 3, we have the symbol generated as B. So all the symbols emitted will be written along the graph, and the values whichever is written is nothing but the transitional probabilities. Now what is this? Okay, these are called as initial probabilities, that is state probability. So P of 1 is 1 by 3, P of 2, that is transitional probability for state 2 is 1 by 3, then transitional probability for state 3 is 1 by 3. Hope this is clear. So you have something called as states, which is nothing but the nodes, okay, represented in a Markov's model. Then you have something called as transition, which is nothing but the directed graph along your Markov's model. Then you have something called as transition probability, which is nothing but the values written along the graph. Then we have something called as symbols emitted, which is nothing but the symbols which will be represented along the graph. So these are the 4 terms which you need to remember. Similarly, along with this we have something called as initial probabilities, which is nothing but the initial value of the state probabilities, which usually will be given in the graph. If not, we can calculate it. We'll try to solve the problems related to finding the state probabilities in the coming lecture class. Tree diagram is a planar graph where the nodes correspond to the states and the branches correspond to the transition. Along the branches of the tree, what we are going to represent is the transition probabilities, and the symbols emitted will be represented along the branches. Uses of tree diagrams are: tree diagram can be used to obtain the probabilities of a given symbol sequence. Okay, so we are going to use this code diagram basically to find the probabilities of the symbol sequence. So now how to represent this code tree or tree diagram is, we are going to represent the states. In your previous case, we just try to take the example of state 1 and state 2. So these will correspond to the nodes here. Okay, so these are the nodes which correspond to the states. Next, we are going to represent the branches now. So we'll have state 1 to 1. Okay, then we'll have from state 1 to 2. Then we will have the state from 1 to 3. So this is how we are going to represent the branches. Along the branches, we are going to represent the transition probability. So from state 1 to 1, the probability was given as 1 by 2. Then from 1 to 2, the transition probability was 1 by 4. Then from 1 to 3, the transitional probability is 1 by 4. This is how we are going to represent the transitional probability from Markov's model to the tree diagram, as well as what are the symbols emitted will be represented here. So we'll have the symbol generated as X, then we'll have the symbol generated as say Y, then we might have the symbol generated as Z. So based on the Markov's model reference, we are going to represent the code tree. Next, we'll see how to find the probabilities in the problems while we are solving in the next slide. We'll see how to draw the code tree or tree diagram for the given Markov's model. So here, this is the Markov's model. Okay, this is the Markov's model, and this is the respective tree diagram for the given Markov's model. So how many states are there in this Markov's model is, you have state 1, state 2 and state 3. So we should have 3 separate nodes here. For reference purpose, we have taken only 2 states, state 1 and state 2 for the tree diagram. Next, how to write the branches here. Now, if you see the state 1, it goes from state 1 to 1, that is this particular graph. Then it will go from state 1 to 2 along the way like this, and it will go from state 1 to 3 along this graph. So we are going to write from 1 to 1 here, this 1 to 1 as one branch, then from 1 to 2 as this branch, and from 1 to 3 as this branch for first state, that is for state 1. Next, once we draw this from state 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, we are going to write the transitional probability. So if you see here, from state 1 to 1, the transitional probability is 1 by 2, and we are going to write that transitional probability here, that is from 1 to 1 it is half. Then from 1 to 2, that is this particular value of probability 1 by 4, which is written along this particular branch here, this is 1 by 4. Then from 1 to 3, the transitional probability is 1 by 4, which is written here. So all the transitional probabilities are written along the branches now. Next, how to write the emitted symbols here. So if you see here, when it is going from state 1 to 1, the symbol emitted is symbol A, which we are going to write it like this here, symbol A from 1 to 1. Then from 1 to 2, the symbol emitted is symbol C. So we are going to write the symbol as C here. Then from 1 to 3, it is symbol B generated. So this is nothing but symbol B generated. So we are going to continue it for the next state 2. So from state 2 to 2, if you see here, the transitional probability is 1 by 2, from 2 to 1. Okay, so from 2 to 1, we are going to have this as the transitional probability 1 by 4. So we are going to write it as 1 by 4 here. Then from 2 to 2, it is 1 by 2, which is 1 by 2 written along this branch here. Then you have from 2 to 3, this graph here, directed graph, 2 to 3 is 1 by 4. So that is written along this particular graph. Next, what is the symbol generated when the state goes from 2 to 1 is from 2 to 1. This is the graph and the symbol generated is A. So we are going to write it as A. Then from 2 to 2, the symbol generated is C here. So we are going to write the same C here along the branches of your tree diagram. Then from 2 to 3, so from 2 to 3, this one, so you are going to have the symbol B generated here. So this is how we are going to write the symbol probabilities as well as transitional probabilities along the graphs here. Next, now how to find the transitional probability value. So this is, say for example, if this is your initial interval of time, okay, so we are going to have the symbol generated as A here, A here. So what we are going to do is we are going to add all the probability values here. So if you are going to see here, when the state goes from 1 to 1, okay, 1 to 1, you have the symbol generated as A. Similarly, when it goes from 2 to 1, okay, also you will have the symbol generated as A. Next, you will have one more value here. Say for state 3, you will have one more symbol generated when it goes from 3 to 1, right? If you see this graph, 3 to 1, you will have the symbol A generated. So 3 to 1, again you will have the symbol A generated. So you have these 3 A's generated along your code interval of time for the first interval of time. Now how to find the probability of the symbol A? I'll just do it for A, then we'll try to solve the problem later. Okay, so the probability of A is nothing but, so you have this initial probability as 1 by 3. So when I reach here, it is nothing but 1 by 3 into this value along the graph, which is 1 by 2. So what we'll do is, we'll do the initial probability 1 by 3 into half plus, again we have 1 by 3 here, okay, for the state 2, which is this 1 by 3. So 1 by 3 into, so it goes to state 1 with symbol A, right? So we are going to write this as 1 by 4 plus from 3 to 1 again, 3 to 1 again you have 1 by 4 as the value and you will have 1 by 3 as your initial probability. So if you try to multiply all these things, we are going to get 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12. So it comes to around 4, I think it will be 4 by 12. Okay, so this is how we are going to find the symbol probabilities at the respective interval of time. Next is entropy and information rate of Markov source. So we have different types of entropy. The first entropy is entropy of each state in the model. Okay, that is entropy of each state is given by Hi equal to summation j is equal to 1 to n pi j log 1 by pij, where pij's are nothing but the transitional probabilities. Next, entropy of the total source or your total entropy source is given as H is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n pi into Hi. That is state entropy into the respective probabilities, where pi is the probability of that source in that state of the model. Next is the equation after substitution. We are going to get H is equal to, we'll substitute this Hi, which is Pij into log 1 by Pij here. Okay, we are going to substitute the value here, Pij, that is your H value, and this is nothing but your Pi. This is just the substitution of 1 and 2 equation to find the total entropy of the source. Next, average information rate, as we know, it is nothing but symbol rate times your entropy, where RS is nothing but number of state transition per second or symbol rate of the source. That is how many symbols are generated per second is nothing but your symbol rate. Next, the computation of average information content per symbol in a message containing two symbols is used by the formula Gn is equal to average information content of the message of length n divided by number of symbols in that message. Or we can use this particular formula Gn is equal to 1 by n P of mi into log 1 by P of mi, where P of mi is nothing but the messages at that interval of time, and n is nothing but at number of symbols emitted. If it is 1, we are going to substitute n is equal to 1. If it is 2, we are going to represent 2 symbols are emitted at that interval of time. We are going to substitute that as 2. We'll try to solve this, or we'll try to use this equation in the next problem. This first problem, for the Markov source shown below, find entropy of each state, entropy of the source, G1, G2, G3, and show that G1 is greater than G2, greater than G3, greater than H. So what is a Markov's model given here? It's the same example as your previous slide. So we are going to have this as your Markov's model. Next, entropy of each state. Now, what is the entropy of each state formula given as? So we know that entropy of each state Hi is equal to summation J is equal to 1 to n Pij into log 1 by Pij. Now, how many states are there here? So we have 3 states. So how many entropies we are supposed to get is, we are going to get H1, H2 and H3 as your state entropy. So we'll start with H1 or first state. So H1 is nothing but summation J is equal to 1 to n. So how many symbols are there here? Basically we have 3. So we can write it as 3. P I we have substituted it as 1. So P1J into log 1 by P1J. We'll substitute the value of J. So we are going to get it as P11 log 1 by P11 plus P12 log 1 by P12 plus P13 log 1 by P13. Hope this is clear. Equal to, now what is P11? It is nothing but probability of state going from 1 to 1, which is nothing but half here. So we are going to write it as half into log 2 plus what is 1 to 2. So 1 to 2, this is the probability, so which is 1 by 4. So we'll substitute 1 by 4 log 4 plus what is P13, that is state probability from 1 to 3, which is 1 by 4 here. So we are going to write it as 1 by 4 log 4. So if you substitute in the Cal C to the base 2, we are going to get H1 equal to 1.5 bits per message symbol. So this is the entropy for your state 1. Next we'll try to solve it for the state 2 also. Next is entropy of second state. So we have now H2. H2 is given as summation J is equal to 1 to, we have 3 states. So 3 into P2J now into log 1 by P2J. So we'll substitute the value of J. So we'll get H2 as P21 log 1 by P21 plus P22 into log 1 by P22 plus P23 into log 1 by P23. So this P21, P22, P23 are nothing but the transitional probability. Now what is the probability of state from 2 to 1? 2 to 1 is 1 by 4. So we'll write 1 by 4 log 4 plus P22, that is state probability 2 to 2. So this is nothing but half. So we'll write half into log 2 plus P23, that is state 2 to 3, that is this particular value 1 by 4. So we'll substitute 1 by 4 into log 4. So this again after solving we are going to get H2 equal to 1.5 bits per message symbol. So this is your entropy of second state. Similarly, we'll try to substitute it for the third state. So H3 will be equal to summation j equal to 1 to 3 P3j into log 1 by P3j. We'll try to substitute the value of j. We are going to get P3 1 log 1 by P31 plus P32 log 1 by P32 plus P33 log 1 by P33. So now what is this P31 here? It is nothing but probability of state going from 3 to 1. So 3 to 1, if you see in this graph, it is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 into log 4 plus what is P32, that is from 3 to 2 here. So 3 to 2, if you see this Markov's model, it is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 into log 4 plus what is P33, that is probability from state 3 to 3. So here if you see it is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into log 2. So it is equal to, if you substitute in the calci for the base 2, that is log to the base 2, we are going to get 1.5 bits per message symbol as your entropy of third state. So if you summarize, we are going to get H1 equal to 1.5 bits per message symbol. Then H2 is also equal to 1.5. H3 is also equal to 1.5 bits per message symbol. So these are the state probabilities for state 1, state 2, state 3. Yes, next for the same Markov's model, we are going to find the entropy of the source. So what is the entropy of the source, or total entropy of the source is given by the formula H is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n Pi into Hi. So Pi are nothing but the initial probabilities which is given here, which is P of 1 is equal to 1 by 3, P of 2 equal to 1 by 3 and P of 3 is 1 by 3. So we'll just try to substitute, and we also know that what is H1 and H2 and H3. So if you substitute, it will be P1 H1 plus P2 H2 plus P3 H3. So what is P1? Initial state probability 1 by 3, and H of 1 we got it as 1.5 plus P2 is again initial state probability 1 by 3, H2 we got it as 1.5, P3 is again 1 by 3 and H3 we got it as 1.5. So if you substitute here, we are going to get the total entropy H is equal to 1.5 bits per message symbol. Okay, so this is the total entropy of your given Markov's model, that is H is equal to 1.5 bits per message symbol. Yes, next is finding the entropy at each symbol interval of time. For this, first we need to write the tree diagram, okay, and then we need to calculate the value at each interval of time. So here, this is the complete tree diagram for the given graph here. Don't get confused. Here A is nothing but X, B is nothing but Y, and C is nothing but Z here. So initially, we are going to have initial symbol probability as 1 by 3, 1 by 3, that is for second state, and for the third state. And we are going to have the symbols generated as A, B, C or X, Y, Z. So we have X, Y and Z. So now, what is the formula to find Gn? In general, Gn is nothing but 1 by n summation I is equal to 1 to n P of Mi into log of 1 by P of Mi. So P of Mi are nothing but the messages produced at that interval of time. So for the first interval, that is for first symbol interval, we will have n is equal to 1. That is 1 symbols generated at that interval of time. So now, What is the first symbol interval here? So we have the first symbol interval is nothing but your P of x. So P of x during this interval we are going to have the probability of 1 by 3. Then we have P of y which is also equal to 1 by 3. Then we have P of z which is also equal to 1 by 3. So these are the symbol intervals or messages with the respective probabilities at first interval of time. So we can write G1 equal to 1 by 3 into log 3 plus 1 by 3 into log 3 plus 1 by 3 into log 3. So we'll try to substitute in the calc to the base 2. So we'll get G1 will be equal to I think it will be 1.585 bits per message symbol. Okay, so this is nothing but your entropy at initial interval of time with one symbol generated at that interval of time. To find G2, what we need to do is we need to find the symbol probabilities for two symbol interval. That is, we'll have the symbol XX, XY, YXY, ZX, ZZ, ZY, YX, YZ and YY. That is, we'll be having total 9 symbol values. So first we'll try to find the probability of PXX, that is for the second symbol interval. Initial probability is 1 by 3 and along the graph we are going to have it as 1 by 2. So we are going to multiply this 1 by 3 into 1 by 2, which will get it as 1 by 6. Next PXZ, okay, we are going to get 1 by 3 into 1 by 4. So we'll get it as 1 by 12. Then we'll have PXY which is equal to, again it will be 1 by 3 into 1 by 4, which will get it as 1 by 12. Next is PZX, which is this particular from 2 to 1 transition, this one. So we are going to get 1 by 3 into 1 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 12. Next we'll have PZZ. Okay, here this is half. So we'll get 1 by 3 into half, which is equal to 1 by 6. Then we'll have PZY, which is again 1 by 3 into 1 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 12. Next we'll have PYX here, this symbol. So PYX is nothing but 1 by 3 into 1 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 12. Then we'll have PYZ, which is equal to 1 by 3 into 1 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 12. Then we'll have PYY, which is equal to 1 by 3 into 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 6. Now, so these are the probabilities now. So entropy G2 is nothing but 1 by n, which is 1 by 2 into summation I is equal to 1 to n P of Mi into log of 1 by P of Mi. So what are these P of Mi's here? Are nothing but this particular symbol value. So we'll just try to substitute here 1 by 2 into, we'll have 2 into 1 by 6, right? 2 into 1 by 6 log 6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we'll have 3. So 3 into, we'll have this value as 3 into 1 by 6 log 6 plus the remaining 1 by 12. So remaining is 6, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have 6 into 1 by 12 log 12. So if you substitute and find the values, we are going to get G2 as 1.5425 bits per symbol. Okay, so this will be the value for your G2, that is nothing but entropy for two symbol interval of time. To find G3, what we need to do is we need to progress with the respective tree diagram from this second interval to the third symbol interval. We are going to continue from this xx, and we'll get the symbols as xxx, xxy, xxy and so on with the respective probabilities. That is 1 by 6 will be multiplied with 1 by 2 and we are going to get it as 1 by 12. So total we are going to get at the next interval of time we are going to get 27 values, and we know that G3 is nothing but 1 by 3 into summation I is equal to 1 to, we are going to get 27 values, 27 P of Mi into log of 1 by P of Mi. Now we are going to get 1 by 3 into, we'll have 3 1 by 12 in this graph after multiplication. So 3 into 1 by 12 log 12 plus we'll have 12 1 by 24 into log 24 plus we'll have again 12 1 by 48 into log 48. So after solving, after substituting in the calc, we are going to get G3 as 1.528 bits per message symbol. Okay, so this is the value of your G3 now. So what did we get G1 as? We got G1 as 1.585. So this is your G1. Next we got G2 which is 1.5425. So this is your G2. What is G3? We got 1.528. This is your G3. And what is the H value we got? We got it as 1.5. So this is your H value. So what can we conclude from here? So this G1 is greater than this G2 which is 1.425. Then we have 1.528. Then which is the least value? It is H. So hence we can write, or this G1 is greater than G2, greater than G3, greater than H. So hence this particular thing is proved for this particular problem here.